And on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute over that.
Wait a
There's a
minute.
formal dispute.
He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
He had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But
Photoshop thing aside, these tattoos interpreted as
The symbols?
Yeah, the symbols. It's like, what in Highlights magazine is this?
Yeah.
This is how we're training ICE agents. Can you do this puzzle?
that was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that.
He can't do that.
You can't say an obvious thing.
Have you ever seen one of those Michael Bay movies? Those are real robot cars.
I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay.
Even when Trump is lying, he tells a lie within his lie. I picked you because I didn't know who you are is a logical impossibility.
I want to move on to something else.
Terry, please get me on this.
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop?
Everything's computer now, Terry. Even tattoos.
Do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
Honestly, pull up the picture.
Just f***ing Google it on your phone. Is there no Wi-Fi at the White House?
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Don't say all right.
Well, that's the way you see it, I guess.
Okay, old man.
Nothing I can do about this as a journalist for a major news network. I guess I'll just have to let the president have this one.
Why don't you just say, yes, he does?
Why don't you just say there are 5 lights?
We need to get someone on this ship with an absurdist grasp on this absurdist reality. Gleep, get comedian Eugene Mirman on the landline.
Calling.
Eugene, thank you for being on the spaceship.
Hello, it is really great to be here in the setting of a spaceship. I'm on the spaceship.
You sure are.
This guy can read teleprompter real well.
Wow, the probing has worked.
Parentheses, look around spaceship and comment on surroundings.
Wow, it is really beautiful. Spaceships are as functional and advanced as I had always imagined.
Excellent.
All right, let's get into it.
By going on ABC, there are a lot of people who don't hear the other side of what he is doing because they're all focused in on the bad stuff.
Yeah, it's weird how the news focuses on the bad stuff when like that's what they're
Yes. Like, we drowned every single person in Arkansas, but now there is no stealing. But no one talks about the no stealing. They're just focused on the everyone has been drowned in Arkansas.
Let's go live to someone who's not being stolen from.
Yeah, why don't they talk about how the taxes are actually zero now because everyone has been drowned?
How they're doing so much so fast. And you talk about the building of the house. You can't judge it when he's putting the framework in the first 100 days.
Yeah, because everyone knows first you build the framework super high, and then you roll the framework back, and then you make exceptions for 90 days while you're not building the framework.
And you try to build it inside an already existing hospital. And people are like, why are you complaining that I'm building a house inside your dialysis machine?
Just compare what he's saying, what he's doing to Joe Biden and the energy that he has.
Energy isn't the sole, meaning a lot of things with energy are terrible. It's a very strange, oh, look how fast he stabbed that little baby. So fast. What a fast baby stabber, the energy. The other president, he stabs babies too slow.
When we run out of oil and gas, we can use Trump energy to power our homes.
Yeah, it'll be the only renewable energy he is for.
And I think he's having more fun. He even said that in an interview with The Atlantic.
Oh, good.
He's having more fun this go round.
I was actually kind of worried, is he having fun? And I'm actually quite relieved to hear that he is.
Yeah.
Because that's the main, when you elect someone, you're like, I want them to have fun.
Just have fun with it.
Fun's calling. It's for you.
And if anything gets better, fine. But if it gets worse, that's the best.
A responsible news media would make sure the president is having fun.
Yes.
Then we show George Stephanopoulos in 2019 asking President Trump,
What's the most fun part of the job?
Like a real thing that happened.
You can't get off that, Zotox. You're always bringing that
Well,
up.
no one listens to me.
And I thought he is gifted.
Well, and to the, let's poll the audience. In fact, we're going to go out in the audience.
What a non-biased bunch of totally normal Americans.
Who voted for change in the 2024 election? All right.
Who voted for time to stand absolutely still?
Everyone voted for change. It just depends the kind of change. I guess they got the suspension of habeas corpus, which is pretty exciting.
It's great to be with you. This is our first official influencer briefing here at the White House.
Thanks so much, Caroline, both for having us and for granting me the first question here.
Look who's there! Sean Spicer! He's at an influencer briefing at the White House, where he used to be the press secretary.
Don't you have to have some influence to be an influencer?
He's working for Mark Halperin's YouTube show. It could not be more difficult to explain what he does right now. Like, he's so obscure.
Well, you're showing me what is obviously a band, and I look forward to hearing their song.
And I can attest to the deportations in Florida. My Uber drivers finally speak English again, so thank you for that. But my question for you is...
Maybe they just didn't want to talk to you.
Now I understand when they curse at me.
Mr. Spicer, it's good to see you here. My predecessor.
Yeah, well, you know, had to swing by.
Had to swing by. Sean Spicer begged to be in this room.
Yeah.
You know, this...
Wanted some diversity.
Yeah.
So he is older.
You've done a phenomenal job opening up the briefing room, bringing in new voices.
And some old ones.
But a lot of conservatives will ask me, why does he sit down with people like Terry Moran of ABC? What is the rationale behind that? Rewarding people who have...
Why doesn't he reward me?
Everyone just looks like they're like sad for him.
All right, welcome back to the show. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. Senator Tuberville, thank you, sir, as always. So
somebody had a 3-martini lunch today.
Oh, yeah. He insisted on having an evening show specifically for that reason.
He's more creative.
The liberal polls, they're all fake polls.
Everything's fake. Only thing's real is the gun in my hand.
How do you rank his first 100 days, Senator Tuberville? Nice, easy question. 100 days. What do you think?
A+. What else can he do, Larry?
I don't think that's accurate. But I feel like it's inaccurate, and you got a little bit of a softball question.
President Trump. He said that he has made 200 deals on tariffs.
They're all with one country, over and over, back and forth. They're all with Costa Rica.
Technically, a handshake deal is a handshake. So every time you shake someone's hand, that could be a deal.
I mean, he shook everybody's hand at that Eagles thing the
That's
other
true.
day.
Those were all deals.
They took home a deal.
Is there actually any deal at this point?
I believe that he is referring to sub-deals within the negotiations.
What is not a deal if not a series of sub-deals that eventually add up to a mid-deal that eventually gets swept under the rug by another topic that's a bigger deal?
They're sub-deals that come together to form Dealtron, defender of deals.
President Trump's strategy really has been to announce these tariffs, then dial some back, pause them, explain why you see this as a good negotiating strategy.
Well, in game theory, it's called strategic uncertainty.
Listen, Scott, you can't just put the word strategic in front of something and make it sound good.
If you don't know your next move, how are they going to know your next move?
Martha, it's what's known in the MCU as chaos magic.
What we did is remove children with their mothers who requested the children depart with them. And I tell you what, if we didn't do it, the story today would be Trump administration separating families again.
That terrible thing we did. We're now doing something else that's terrible.
Doing something worse.
So when a parent says, I want my 2-year-old baby to go with me, we made that happen.
There's no evidence that happened, right? There's zero evidence that the mother actually requested it.
No.
It's this guy saying it like a villain on Daredevil.
We made that happen.
We coerced her because we gave her no other option.
I'll be honest, he feels untrustworthy.
You're not getting a good vibe from that guy?
I'm not saying he couldn't sway me by saying the information I believe he's leaving out.
But I don't hear any questions about Lake and Roddy had a mother.
Oh, I was just about to ask that.
Donald Trump has ordered his Attorney General and Defense Secretary to figure out how the U.S. military can be used to fight domestic crime.
Sounds bad. That's crazy.
Chancellor Palpatine looking at other uses for the Stormtrooper Corps.
Yeah.
This is Order 66.
This is a new beginning.
Where common sense
is our common ground.
Don't you want your newsman's face the color of roast duck?
We're telling your story.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Some of you may be wondering why I drove Dana to this field in the middle of nowhere with zero cell reception.
Where American values unite us
and don't divide us.
This is just the Truman Show set. Yeah. It's all fake.
This is actually from Starship Troopers, I believe.
I'm doing my part to radicalize your grandparents.
This is a time to come together.
She's on an aircraft carrier?
She's the one that kicked the $60 million plane off the aircraft carrier.
The other sets were at least believable to an extent.
What are you talking about? She has a bomber jacket on.
Yeah.
She has a suede bomber jacket.
Fashion accomplished.
Way too harsh.
You hear what happened, Congressman?
I thought that was sarcastic when I first heard him say
No.
that.
7 years in jail. I don't think that's right.
Greg Kelly has to have a take that's not anyone else's take, and that's the only one.
I think he got a raw deal. They ultimately got him on some financial crimes.
Some financial crimes? It was fraud!
Lied about being on the volleyball team in college. No kidding. That was about as bad as it got initially.
Keyword initially.
Initially, yeah, he did say initially.
You know, Dahmer was torturing animals as a child, initially.
That was as bad as it got initially.
No one gets 7 years in prison for lying about being on a volleyball team.
Had only been accused of exaggerating silly stuff and possibly misusing a campaign credit card.
The Republican Party booted Santos. Greg Kelly doesn't need to stand by him.
This is a personal choice.
He just likes the guy.
I like George Santos. All right, can't vouch for everything he's
called
ever
it,
done,
Eugene.
I mean, he also was like convicted in court.
Yes.
Like, this isn't like a bunch of random people. There was like a trial. He had a defense lawyer.
Yeah.
This is the result of a trial.
Something called due process.
Of a person who committed 7 years of crimes. I don't know.
That's everything.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Anything going on in your universe that you want to talk about or share?
I'm doing
After we just watched all that crazy shit.
Yeah, I know. That is unwatchably infuriating. I have a show in Atlanta, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and Somerville, Massachusetts the following week. So I have some shows coming up. I'm taping a special in Somerville, Massachusetts on Friday, May 16th.
Very cool.
Was blind, but now I see. Thank you, Jesus.
Hey, Humies. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, help us invade your planet by subscribing to our YouTube channel or drop us a comment. We really love those. If you really like the show, subscribe to our Patreon where we share some bonus content. All right. Okay. Gotta go. Bye.